All right, so you're going to be reading Condensation. It starts on page 120. So if you're not there, make sure you get there now. Pause the video if you have to. We've been talking about condensation for a couple days now in class, and we've done a couple of experiments. So look at this page with me a minute. Notice at the bottom there's a street with some water on the road, and we've got a little bird next to a mud puddle. And so the question that's posed on this page says, when water evaporates, where does it go? Well, it goes into the air, right? And it's always evaporating. And then this page gives us several examples, like clothes drying on a clothesline, wet streets drying after a rain, water's evaporating from lakes and the ocean all the time. Every day, more than 1,000 cubic kilometers of water evaporates all over the world, and all that water vapor goes into the air. That amount of water would cover the entire state of California 3 meters deep. Now, I just read the first paragraph. Look with me at the second paragraph. What happens to all that water in the air? Well, as long as the air stays warm, the water stays in the air as water vapor. Warmth or heat indicates the presence of energy. As long as the particles of water vapor have a lot of kinetic energy, they continue to exist as a gas. So basically, now I stopped reading now. I just want you to know that when the water vapor stays warm, it will remain a gas. But now look at the third paragraph. If the air cools, things change. So as the air cools, the particles lose kinetic energy and they slow down. When this happens, the particles of water vapor start to come together. Slowing down and coming together is called condensation. Condensation is the change from gas to a liquid. So it's just like we talked about in class. When the water vapor cools down, it condenses, goes from a gas to a liquid. So on this square of your paper, the first thing that I want you to do in box number 1 is this. Finish this sentence. When water evaporates, it goes blank. So how would you fill in that blank? I'll say it again. So number 1, when water evaporates, it goes blank. So all you have to do is write down, where does water go when it evaporates? It's just a part of a sentence. You don't even have to write the whole sentence. Pause the video if you need time. Now look at number 2. Finish this sentence. Condensation is... How would you finish that sentence? Tell me what condensation is. Condensation is... You write the rest. Pause the video and restart it for number 3. All right, this is just going to be a one-word answer. So you fill in this blank for number 3. As long as water vapor stays warm, it will exist as a blank. What would go into that blank? As long as water vapor stays warm, it will exist, or it will remain a blank. What would go in that blank? I'll give you a hint. Will it be the word solid, liquid, or gas? You're going to be choosing one of those words. As long as water vapor stays warm, it will exist as a blank. All right, number 4. This is also going to be a one-word answer. Solid, liquid, or gas. Number 4. When the temperature drops, water vapor will cool and become a blank. Okay, what word will go in that blank? When the temperature drops, water vapor will cool and become a blank. Solid, liquid, or gas. What will go in that blank? All right, let's go on to page 121. How come it won't go? There we are. All right, look at this page a minute. I want you to notice in this first paragraph, it's explaining to us how fog is formed. So take a minute to read just that paragraph. Pause the video. All right, now look at the second paragraph. Condensation usually happens on a cold surface. In class, you observed condensation on the cold surface of a plastic cup filled with ice water. But there are no cups of ice water in the sky. What kind of surface does water vapor condense on? So this next part is going to explain that, and it goes with the diagram at the bottom. So go ahead and read that part, and then I'll tell you what you're going to do in box 2. Pause the video. All right, so for the first question for page 121, what kind of surface does water vapor condense on in the air? So it's just a one-word answer that you can find right over here. Name the surface that water vapor condenses on in the air. Okay, number 2. Yes or no? You're just going to circle yes or no for this one. Are clouds water vapor? Yes or no? Are clouds water vapor? And then I want you to explain your answer. If you chose yes, why did you choose yes? If you chose no, why did you choose no? Again, the question is, are clouds water vapor? Pause the video until you have your answer complete. All right, so now we're on page 122. There are some cool pictures on this page. Okay, we've got some pictures and captions, so take a look at those a minute. And these short paragraphs give several examples of condensation. I want you to list in this box that goes with this page, I want you to list 4 examples. They list at least 6 of them here. So read this and give me 4 examples in everyday life of condensation that's mentioned on this page. Pause the video, continue when you're done. All right, finally, page 123. Here's what I want you to do on this page. Think about what happens to the bathroom mirror after you take a shower. Okay, the air in the bathroom is warm, full of water vapor. When it makes contact with the cool mirror, the water vapor condenses on the smooth surface, and that's why the mirror is foggy and wet. Continue reading this paragraph on your own. Please pause the video. All right, so here's what I want you to do now that you've read this paragraph. Look at these images. We've got condensation on a mirror, frost on a window, frost on grass and a leaf, and then down here we have a glass of iced tea. I want you to choose one of those images. Name it right here. A mirror, frost on a window, frost on grass, frost on a leaf, glass of iced tea. You pick an image. It doesn't matter which one. Now I want you to explain, okay, what's going on in that image? How did the condensation get there? And then finally, I want you to make a personal connection. Where have you experienced that in your life? Just give me a brief explanation of where you've experienced the image that you chose in your own life. All right? When you're finished, you can put this paper in the turn-in tray. And now you have some time to possibly finish work that isn't done. You could read quietly. You could go on Prodigy or check in with Mrs. Kuiper. All right, nice job.